Hey guys, and welcome to the 7th episode of Audible Anomaly News. As always, I'm Brosef.
I'm Davey.
And I'm Kevin.
And today we have a bunch of news for you, specifically motorsport news, to be fair. Quite a bit. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to start off with this week's EMU. Now, moving on from the EMU, we're going to last week's news, or this week's olds, however you want to... call that. So we're starting off with a bunch of releases that came out. Octodad Dadliest Catch, which I definitely have to be playing soon. That came out on the 30th, and these next 4 titles came out on the 28th. So Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, which is to the next-gen consoles. Strike Vector, which is on PC, a fantastic game that I'm terrible at. Broken Age, a fantastic game that I have not played but have access to, thanks to Kevin. And we have Recoil, which is not a fantastic game, but hopefully it will be soon enough. So,
we'll see.
Yeah, only time will tell on that one. But, yeah. We'll have links to all that down below.
Another piece of news. Steam now allows direct refund pre-orders to your Steam wallet. So you don't need any service tickets anymore. So for any it's pre-orders, right? So if you make a pre-order, you don't want that pre-order anymore, it refunds directly to your Steam wallet. No service ticket. So
that's nice.
Also, turns out that in Belgium, they've discovered the new drug, Nintendo. That's right. Nintendo's now a drug on the party scene of Belgium. Turns out it's a form of ecstasy, or it's got ecstasy in it. But yeah, so Nintendo's blowing up big in Belgium, apparently. So you want to have a good time, just do some Nintendo.
It's their second Rising, if you will. Just not the conventional form.
I guess when their revenues dropped, they decided they go the Walter White direction.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're coming off the documentary then. Anyway, moving on.
In other news, Subaru has embraced the otaku culture in their latest commercial featuring Titans from Attack on Titan. Unfortunately, not from Titanfall, though.
That would be epic.
Yeah.
It would, wouldn't it?
I wonder if he'd have just a bunch of minivans being sucked in to be thrown out back at the road.
Exactly.
It's a little weird, but...
Oh, man, they go the Transformer route. Minivan becomes a Titan.
That's how you do it right there.
Or minivan gets crushed by a Titan as it's dropping.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
We need to work on this now.
All right. So it looks like it's been announced that your Starbound characters won't be reset again. So now you keep your character. Yay! They can't promise that the planets won't be set in the next updates, but definitely not your character. So characters are kept. Woo!
Yay. Alright, so Namco Bandai is officially changing their name in most areas to Bandai Namco, as it was known for a long time in Japan. Just to be uniform, blah blah blah. Nothing interesting there. But there's a new fighting game called Chainsaw Incident that was announced. It's really weird looking, and I really don't know how to describe it. There are chainsaws in it.
There's a lot of things in it. I don't even know.
You're just going to have to check it out. Yeah. We'll give you a link to that.
Okay. A little bit of news from Sony. It looks like on February 7th, the UK will be getting a slim edition of the Vita. Yay! It looks like it's going to be costing 180 euros. That's euros, right? That's the euro symbol.
That is pounds.
That's pounds. That's pounds.
British pounds sterling.
UK. I said UK, not EU. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, 180 pounds is how much it's going to cost.
Really, that heavy? I thought it was supposed to be slim.
I know, right? Well, it's supposed to be 20% slimmer, 15% lighter. So,
in other words, it's exactly like the old one.
It's exactly the Vita, but smaller.
I really don't know why they bother with slims on already pretty slim items.
Well, I guess it's just a release to get more people to buy the Vita. Because they want to interact. They want to have everything click. So,
Well,
Vita,
you could press it. Why would you want to click it?
Vita, yo.
Press.
Vita, yo.
But anyway, moving on. Capcom apparently announced that they have a long-term plan, looking like a 5-year outlook. Pretty much their goal is to get people to release, help people in getting downloadable content, mobile contents, online operations, and brand contents. This is what they're pretty much trying to build around. And the way they're doing this is they're trying to hire 100 software developers every year to give them an even more powerful development workforce. So, hey, they're actually trying to, better what they already have.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm glad Capcom is really. You see the name's around. It's not as big as I definitely want it to be.
Yeah, clearly you haven't been to Evo.
No, I have not.
We're trying to change that.
I'm sure it's a lot different there.
No idea. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah. So Paradox announced their upcoming RPG. It's their first time in the RPG genre, Runemaster. So they're bringing a lot of cool features from a ton of different games they've enjoyed into this. Should be pretty exciting.
Okay. It looked interesting enough.
Yeah. Okay. All Dead Rising fans out there. Good news. The Dead Rising collection for the 360 will be coming out in Europe. It's the EU this time on March 7th. So that'll come with Dead Rising, Dead Rising 2, Dead Rising... Oh, I can't remember the DLC names, but it's DLC.
Off the record.
Off the record. And then Case 0 and Case West. See, I was thinking the cases first.
Yeah.
Screwed me up.
Yeah. They do that. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. So there's this developer named Knack. Not to be confused with the game, or the developer of the game. This developer is making a video game to be used in a job interview. It's really strange how it all works, but it's just supposed to test different areas of thinking and kind of multitasking. It's interesting as well. Not something I would play for fun, but something I'd like to try out. Just to see how it works.
It gives gamers a bigger edge for interviews now.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So if the streaming market ever dies, you've got options.
Yeah, you do. Moving on.
Yeah. It looks like The Elder Scrolls Online has received an M rating by the ESRB. Yay!
Shocking.
No, not really.
They were, though.
What?
They were, though, apparently.
Yeah, well, Bethesda is up in arms about it. It's just... Whoa. It's one thing or another with this game. I swear to God, when they release it, it's going to free to play in the next 2 months.
Doesn't every game of this genre tend
well,
to?
I mean,
apart from WoW,
I had hopes for the game. I had hopes that it was going to be a good game, and I would have bought it just like Guild Wars 2 would have. Like Guild Wars 2, $60.
Even
Rift, even. Yeah, but I mean, Guild Wars 2, $60. You own the game. You can play it forever. Blah blah blah. Or even a like $10, $15 a month subscription only. But the whole both thing, and then
it's excessive.
Yeah, there's too much. There's too much money grabbing.
Yeah.
From Bethesda.
They could do what they did with R Factor 2, which clearly you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But they charged you $40, and that included pre-release beta, as well as a year free subscription.
Okay.
So,
still,
yeah.
I don't like to have to pay for it after a while. I mean, I understand that you gotta run the servers, but then just charge a monthly subscription. Don't make me buy the game outright in the first place.
Yeah. Obviously, major difference is that you can play R Factor 2 offline, not just online. But
yeah, well, at that point,
point,
it's still your game.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing. You can still play it, but yeah.
Yeah, Guild Wars 2 right now is $40. You buy it for $40. You own the game. You just you play it when you want and how you want, and there's an in-game market. That's cool.
Yeah.
Also, one of the last things, last things is The Last of Us DLC opening cutscene. Yeah, it's been revealed. So if you want to check out the opening scene for The Last of Us DLC, you can check that out. We'll have a link.
Yeah, you will. All right. Now it's time for the fun part. I don't know what I'm calling this, but it's the motorsport / sim racing news section, so I'm going to try and speed run this. There's a lot to get through, so let's get started. Caterham confirms Charles Pic, who will be racing with them in 2014. Guido van der Garde, his teammate, however, joins Sauber as a reserve driver. Paul di Resta, who'd been ousted in Formula 1, returns to DTM. He left in 2010 to join Force India as champion. Moving on, Caterham will not be using Charles Pic because they'll be using Kamui Kobayashi and Marcus Ericsson. Funny little tip, not really funny, but cool little tip is Kamui's fans raised £1 million in 2013 to secure a drive with Sauber, which did not pan out. However, he's using that money now in lieu of sponsorship for 2014 with Caterham. Force India shows off their new livery, which is pretty badass. They have by now already released their car. Anywho, McLaren reveals their MP4-29 also passed its FIA tests. Don't know why they made a big cahoots about the FIA tests. I mean, I know why, but that's the point. Lotus reveals a two-pronged forked nose, which was very, very interesting, and a lot of people are up in arms about this. They're not sure if it's actually legal, but hey, who knows? Eric Boulier, their original team principal, moves to McLaren. More news about him later. The Ferrari F14T, which was named by the fans, is also unveiled. Sauber has a decent-looking front end, also revealed. Mercedes released a sound clip on the new F1 cars, which is pretty awesome. And now I'm going to have to slow this down a little bit because the FIA has made a lot of regulation changes. Drivers can no longer stop on their cool-down lap after the race. They have to make it all the way back to the pit lane or wherever they're having Parc Fermé. 5-second penalties can and most likely will be taken at the end of people's pit stops, which is kind of cool. So I can work on the car, or they can, I think it's actually before they work on the car, they wait 5 seconds, then they work on the car, and then he goes off, whatever. The amount of curfews, or times you can break a curfew, goes up from 2 to 6 because of new engine regulations. All team personnel this year will be required to wear helmets in pit lane during qualifying. This was mandated during the race because of what happened. I forget where. It was somewhere in Europe. I want to say Austria. Don't quote me on that. A camera guy got pelted by Mark Webber's tire, broken collarbone and concussion, I believe it was. So that's that. The FIA now bans tire warmers to reduce costs in 2015, which is pretty redundant because they went to a more expensive powertrain. What up? FIA is increasing the minimum weight this year by 1 kilogram to compensate for the fatter Pirelli tires. That's some fat rubber. And in 2015, they're going to go up 10 kilograms. The total this year is going to be minimum is going to be 691 kilograms. Next year is going to be 701 kilograms. The F1 2014 Bahrain Grand Prix is going to be a night race to mark the 10th anniversary. Alessandro Zanardi, who lost his legs in a car accident, which was horrendous in 2001, is getting back behind the wheel in the, I cannot pronounce this for the life of me, the Blancpain, because I think it's French, GT Sprint Series. He already has his first test in the GT3 car. Interesting video came out of the MotoGP realm. It was a trials-esque video. Pretty cool. You really should check that out even if you don't care about any other things. Formula E is set to have a base in Donington Park, which is pretty badass. A really historic place for British motorsport. That's where they're basing their thing. Former F1 champ James Hunt has been inducted into the Motorsport, the magazine Hall of Fame. Avid reader. They finally announced the other ones, which will come later. Gymkhana, video star, Kenny from the Block, or Ken Block, released an amazing new truck monster, the F-150 Raptor Trax car. It is phenomenal. It's really more just to check it out, but good God, I will show you guys pictures later. It is fantastic. Apex Modding has released a FIA GT3 mod for R Factor 2. Pretty awesome stuff. You can use Assetto Corsa on the go on the Surface Pro. I found out you can plug in gamepad, and if you have a wheel and pedal set, which is kind of redundant since it's supposed to be portable, but hey, you can do it. It works. Pretty awesome. Gran Turismo 6 is set to have one original track, said rumored to be in Spain. We don't really know. And last but not least, R Factor 2 is closing in on a realistic Silverstone circuit. The current rendition is unoptimized and was only released because the British Grand Prix for Formula 1 was coming out. So yeah, they're going to release the update pretty soon, and that is all I got on this speedrun. That was not that quick,
bad.
but that was a lot.
Quite a bit indeed.
So
Mouthful.
yeah, I had to breathe. I was trying not to breathe. I just realized that was not happening.
No.
Yeah, still trying to catch my breath. I got a little sweaty over that. I'm not gonna lie.
Take your time.
But
Okay.
anyway,
While you're catching your breath, we'll get to the news. Starting off, we've got Lego teaming up with Google Chrome to create Building with Chrome. Original name, right? But it's actually really cool. So you should check that out. It's building Legos with certain pieces only and certain colors on a Google map. It's kind of strange. Just check it out. It's
yeah,
magical.
it's magical. It's
Very fun.
magic.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
Okay.
Well, it looks like the Batman Arkham Origins DLC is canceled for the Wii U.
What?
Because surprisingly, there's lack of fan support.
No.
I mean,
They should have used 4 screws instead of 3.
seriously. I mean, when I play Origins, I only play it on the Wii U. Oh, exclusively.
Yeah.
There's no other place to play it.
I don't like it on I don't like it on PC so much. I'm giving away 3 copies. That's how much I hate it.
Oh, absolutely. It's terrible on the PC.
He's giving away 3 copies.
It's really Kevin, but shut up.
Still. Terrible. Oh, if you haven't played it on the Wii U yet, go now. Play it there. Let's get that DLC out, huh, guys?
I mean that tablet is just revolutionary for that. I mean, you can scan the crime scene with that thing, and it's like you're there. It's
just terrible.
yeah. Just don't even
I'm gonna
get
go
it
home
on
crying
PC, to be
tonight
honest.
about
It's
it.
pretty bad, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty bad. So anyway,
So sad.
Okay.
moving on.
Moving on to a slightly better game. There's a strange video game version of Rock, Paper, Scissors going to be coming out soon. It's got a really good soundtrack, but the gameplay doesn't look nearly as good.
No, it does
Um,
not.
I
The
have to
art
see
style's
this.
art style's alright, but it's like rock paper scissors and betting and misdirection. It's
You only have
it's
limited
really strange.
limited amounts of each that you can choose to.
Oh god.
And I really wouldn't call it art style. I'd just call it style.
All right.
So, yeah.
In better news, QuakeCon is moving up a couple of weeks. They're going to be in mid-July instead of the normal August. So it'll be actually like 2 days after Evo ends. So you could go back to back if
Thursday.
you really wanted to.
It starts Thursday.
So
Evo
it's
ends on Sunday. So 4 days.
4 days. I don't know. Was it? Could be.
It's a day after your birthday. No, it's like almost
be 3
it's
days
2
then.
days after your birthday.
So it'll be 4 days.
It'd be
That
4
would be 4
complete
days.
days. It starts on the 4th day.
Okay.
That's what we'll say.
Yes.
So,
So,
yeah.
QuakeCon.
QuakeCon. Totally not going to that.
Yeah.
It's there.
Okay. A new version of the Ouya has been released.
Oh
Yeah. It's got updated firmware. The controller's been refined, changed colors or texture. I guess is what I see.
Yeah.
It's gonna have 16 gigabytes instead of 8 gigabytes, like the limited edition one was. It's $30 more. So if you're looking to buy the Ouya, just I guess spend the $30 more.
Or spend $30 on pancakes and get the original one.
That's like if you go to Denny's. That's a
like-
lot. That's a lot of pancakes, especially because they're all you can eat $4.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We knew that math.
Really? Really?
5 people.
Really?
Okay then.
You can't calculate how many pancakes. Anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah, it's 7.5 times infinity, so it's like
It's
7.5 infinities.
I don't know, that's a
But
at least 7.5.
Dell,
But like 7.5 people can eat infinite pancakes.
I don't think you can count half people. Is it the left half, the top half, or the right half, or the bottom half?
it's a midget.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just rude,
Everyone
man.
knows
Come
they
on.
only charge half the price.
Or just hate George.
What about a child though?
A child, probably. Are child's midgets?
No, they're not.
No. I feel like I'm being very offensive right now.
I think we should move
Probably.
on.
Yeah, go ahead and move on.
That's what I was trying to do. Dell is developing a business solution using a computer in a stick. So it's an Android-based computer on a USB stick, really. Not much larger than most flash memory. It's USB powered, but it uses HDMI or MHL out to a display. And it's really meant to replace the thin client that you would normally install on a business computer. This is a business solution. It's not the first time we've seen something like this for consumer use, but this is not for consumer use.
Yeah.
Nothing special about it.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
So, Black Tusk, the studio under Microsoft.
Chosen by
Was it-
Microsoft.
What?
Chosen by Microsoft.
Was it chosen? I thought it was created by Microsoft. I thought it was originally created by Microsoft.
I thought it had Microsoft people in it. People that left Microsoft. But didn't think it was actually part of Microsoft.
I believe it was made. You know what? I'm not gonna promise anything,
Doesn't matter.
but it doesn't matter now. That's not the news. Well, we all know that
Acquisition. Or acquired. by
Microsoft, I think we announced it before, has acquired the Gears of War rights, and Black Tusk has started to work on it a week ago. Well, they're working.
Development started.
Development started a week ago, so we
Yeah.
can see that if they take their time in about 1 to 2 years,
Yeah, maybe more. Who knows?
maybe more. Depends on how long it takes and how big the studio is.
We'll see. We'll see. Time for another speed run. This one is a lot shorter, I promise. Forgot to change hats too, which I'm kind of sad. But there were a ton of Formula One cars launches for the win. We have the Toro Rosso, the Mercedes, the Red Bull, the Force India, the Caterham, and the Marussia. Interesting note on the Mercedes. They released a message. They had a message on the side of it saying hashtag keep fighting Michael, which we have updates on him a little bit later, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, there's a bunch of those cars. Really, the only one I really want to point out is the Caterham. That thing is the ugliest thing I've ever seen, period. Like, I thought the Porsche Panamera was bad. This thing's worse.
Is it?
It's bad. It's bad.
Uh,
Anyways, if you guys don't know, Formula One had their test in Jerez. Because clearly you all know, right? You all know.
Oh, of course.
So there's a bunch of stats, specifically overall lap time. Like they combined the 4 days of lap times and just laps, people did and what have you. A lot of cool stuff. There's a little bit of an analysis on Jerez. Really, just a lot of chaos or a lot of just reliability. Because Gene Haas wants to make a American Formula One team. In 2015, specifically, Bernie Ecclestone, the owner of the Formula One rights, I think it is. He's the owner of Formula One in general, I believe. He said, it's expensive, you don't want to do it. That's not deterring him, though. He wants to keep going, and yeah. He said, generally, if the owner of Formula One tells me I shouldn't do it, I probably shouldn't, but that's not going to stop me in my conquest, my conquest to get American Formula One team. It's gonna be a lot more expensive, but hey, he wants an American team racing in a European series is literally his quote, I believe. Anyway, Eric Boulier, who we had last on the old, he left Lotus. He is McLaren's racing director, which pretty much is ousting Martin Whitmarsh as their current team principal. They're doing a giant restructure in McLaren right now, and pretty much they ousted Martin Whitmarsh and pretty much every single. He doesn't have a role at this point, so. We don't know. He was at one point, I believe, CEO of McLaren Racing as well as the team principal, and now he's neither. So crazy stuff. Speaking of Schumacher, as we were before, apparently his sedation is being reduced, which is being done to allow the start of his wake-up process, which said can take a long time. So there's a lot of speculation saying he's now in a natural coma instead of an induced coma, which he was. But no, they're actually starting to slowly begin the wake-up process within the next days here. So the scary thing is we don't know if he's going to be a vegetable or if he's actually going to be fully functional. That's the scary thing. So only time will really tell. Also, I found out that 2 McLaren staff members were killed in Woking in a car. I believe it was a car crash near the McLaren headquarters. I believe they were driving a Subaru, and they crashed into, I think, a minivan or something of that nature. And yeah, they ended up dying as a result of the crash, or later on. I didn't read too much on the story because I was kind of sad. But, that happened. Eddie Irvine cheated death by apparently fighting off a shark with a spear. However, I'm not 100% positive of the validity of this because it was reported by The Sun, who, as we know, especially here on podcast, they did some research and they're unsure whether or not the shark had any cybernetic implants from Seraph Industries. So we don't know. They're still looking into it. Just going to leave that one there for a bit. Moving on. Not really news, just Bernie Ecclestone. Honestly, I don't really know how to describe this. Just read what he said. It's interesting. Ross Braun, announced that he is officially retiring, or he is not joining F1 again, but he is officially came back. Sorry, I tried.
Don't do it again.
He announced that he's no longer coming back. That was beautiful. You gotta admit, that was well crafted. He is no longer joining F1, but he's considered retired now. At least that's what he says. So if you guys don't know, he started back in '78 in Formula One. He began as a machinist for Williams, so he's been around for quite a while. I hope he enjoys his retirement. He started off his retirement in a really amazing fashion. He was inducted into the 2014 Motorsport Hall of Fame, along with Alain Prost, James Hunt, as mentioned before, and John McGuinness. So pretty cool stuff. That's all I got. And honestly, I think, unless you guys have anything else to add, that will bring us to the end of the news.
Yeah, believe so.
And olds. 'Cause that was the thing. So.
Awesome.
Yeah. You guys know where to contact us. If you guys want to see us cover any pieces of news, let us know. We'll gladly take it into consideration and most likely feature it anyway.
Facebook, Twitter, email, YouTube comments.
Find us personally if you can.
Not me.
Not him. Okay, sure.
I
Why
don't
not?
know. I don't care.
Maybe. You don't care? No.
No.
I mean, I don't know. But yeah, there's that. Anyway, I'm Brosef.
I'm Davey.
And I'm Kevin.
See ya. All right, now we know.
I hadn't noticed there would be lasers.
All right. I forgot to tell you guys about the lasers.
Yeah, just
The
a little.
lasers.
Laser.
So, laser. Yeah.
Yeah, so